Welcome to the Collectibles Corner with Sarah, the podcast where sports cards, collectibles, and the stories behind them collide. I'm your host, Philip, and today, we're diving into a fascinating shift in the football card market. For years, quarterbacks have ruled the hobby. If you weren't chasing a Brady, Mahomes, or Burrow, you were considered out of touch. But lately, something remarkable is happening. Running backs, a position long overshadowed, are gaining serious traction. In this episode, we're shining the spotlight on two players driving the shift, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. How are these stars making running backs relevant again, and how can collectors capitalize on this trend? Let's jump in. The downfall of the running back. To understand why this resurgence is such a big deal, we need to rewind to the 2010s. The NFL evolved into a pass-heavy league, and running backs, once the centerpiece of offenses, became more of a supporting cast. From a collector's perspective, this made sense. Quarterbacks had longevity, 10, 15, sometimes 20 years of dominance, and their cards promised long-term value. Running backs? They'd burn bright for a few years and fade away, often due to injuries or declining production. Think about it. When's the last time you saw collectors hyping up a running back the way they do a Patrick Mahomes or a Joe Burrow? It's been a while, right? But something's changing, and it's thanks to players like Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Barkley's redemption story. Let's start with Saquon Barkley. When he was drafted second overall by the Giants in 2018, he was hailed as a generational talent. His rookie season lived up to the hype, over 2,000 all-purpose yards and Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. Collectors couldn't get enough of his rookie cards. But then came the injuries. 2 tough years sidelined Saquon and tanked his card values. It looked like he might be another what-could-have-been story. But in 2022, he came roaring back with an incredible season, reminding everyone why he's one of the most electrifying players in the league. This redemption arc resonates with collectors. His story is one of perseverance, and people love rooting for a comeback. That emotional connection can drive demand for his cards, especially rare parallels, autographs, and rookie cards from sets like Prism, Optic, and National Treasures. King Henry's reign. Now, let's talk about Derrick Henry, aka King Henry. He's a different story altogether. A towering, bruising back who has redefined what it means to dominate in the modern NFL. Henry's been a consistent force, racking up rushing titles, a 2,000-yard season, and some of the most jaw-dropping runs in NFL history. Remember that stiff arm against Josh Norman? Plays like that aren't just highlights, they're moments that stick in the minds of fans and collectors alike. What makes Henry unique is his durability. In an era where running backs are seen as fragile, he's the exception. Collectors love that reliability, and his small market appeal with the Tennessee Titans adds to his mystique. His rookie cards, particularly low-population ones like Gold Prism or Rookie Patch Autographs, RPAs, have become grails for football card enthusiasts. Why running backs matter again? So why are running backs like Barkley and Henry gaining traction now? There are a few reasons. 1. Highlight reels. Social media and streaming have amplified big plays. Barkley hurdling defenders or Henry bulldozing through an entire defense. Those moments create buzz, and buzz drives the hobby. 2. Short-term ROI. While quarterbacks are a long-term play, running backs can offer quick returns. A monster game or playoff performance can send their card prices skyrocketing. 3. Nostalgia factor. There's a resurgence of appreciation for running backs, especially as fans reminisce about legends like Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, and LaDainian Tomlinson. Barkley and Henry feel like a callback to that golden era. Tips for collectors. If you're thinking about diving into the running back market, here are some tips to keep in mind. 1. Start with rookies. Look for Saquon Barkley's 2018 cards or Derrick Henry's 2016 cards. Focus on graded cards, low population parallels, and autographs. 2. Monitor performance. Running back values are tied closely to on-field production, so pay attention to big games, playoff runs, or award buzz. 3. Diversify your portfolio. Don't abandon quarterbacks, but consider running backs as a high-risk, high-reward addition to your collection. 4. Explore vintage. The renewed interest in running backs could spill over to Hall of Famers like Walter Payton or modern legends like Adrian Peterson. This could be a great time to pick up undervalued vintage or semi-vintage cards. The future of the position in the hobby. Looking ahead, the success of players like Barkley and Henry might inspire a new wave of running back appreciation in the hobby. Imagine rookies like Bijan Robinson or Travis Etienne Jr. riding this momentum. The market is evolving, and collectors who spot these trends early could see big rewards. We're also seeing card companies respond. Sets like Flawless and National Treasures are placing more emphasis on premium running back cards, offering collectors some exciting options. Running backs have long been the workhorses of the NFL, but now they're becoming power players in the card market. Stars like Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry are leading the charge, and the hobby is starting to pay attention. As collectors, this is an opportunity to rethink old assumptions and embrace new possibilities. Whether you're flipping for profit or collecting for passion, the running back market is one to watch. That's all for today on the Collectibles Corner with Sarah. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow collectors. Until then, happy collecting, and remember, every card has a story,